Well, hello and welcome everyone. I'd like to welcome you to this webinar tonight. And the purpose of this webinar is to show you how to increase sales through the most cost-effective and efficient way of marketing today. I'm going to show you how email marketing is a system. And if you just follow the tested and proven methods that internet marketers are currently using to sell more, you too can use the same system to increase your sales. And I'd like to start off with this little saying from Dale Carnegie, that success is a matter of principles, of universal laws, which can be enumerated, taught, learned, and adhered to, then used as skills to deliver predictable results. Because email marketing, when done properly, is predictable, and you will be able to get the same results every time you send out your email marketing. So, let's get started and go through exactly what we mean when we talk about email marketing. If you want to build wealth on the internet, a lot of people look at it like this is a giant puzzle. Like, how do I figure it out? What do I do? Where do I start? Well, to build wealth on the internet, you have to be able to attract people to your website. You got to be able to attract people to your business. And you either attract them with offline techniques or you attract them with online techniques. And if you attract them offline, you usually drive them to your website because that's the place where they can go to get more information. But if you're going to attract them online, you really have to concentrate on conversion. And this is an area where people don't pay much attention to. They usually get pretty websites that they like and they find very interesting and they just love the look of them, but it has no marketing process on them and doesn't convert. Because we need email addresses. We have to be able to convert visitors to email addresses so we can email market them and convert them, because that's where the money is. Now, retention is a big part of building wealth in anybody's practice, or in any business for that matter. You have to be able to keep your customers because everyone's fighting to take them away from you. I mean, even the people who supply you with products or services are marketing directly against you, driving them to their website, and then telling them to find a solution. Could be another doctor in your area, but it's fighting for your business. Other practices are marketing to your base and fighting for your business, fighting to take that base away from you. So you have to be able to retain your existing base. You have to be able to let them know what you do and all the things that you do. They may not even know one half of what you do or the technologies that you use or all the products and services that you provide. And of course, the last part of building wealth on the internet is being able to use leverage. And there are several leverage points in everyone's business. You can leverage people. You can leverage systems. You can leverage technology. And you can leverage marketing. So all these are leverage points in your business that you have to use. And the glue that holds all this stuff together is marketing. Marketing ties in all the aspects of the business, and yet it's the thing that we do the least. We think that, business is just going to be attracted to us naturally. We think that the economy is not in very good shape, so let's cut back on our marketing, because that's an expense. That's money going out. No, that's driving business. That's keeping business in your practice. That's what's keeping it going. If you don't invest in marketing, you're going to slowly lose market share, and your sales are going to go down and down and down. So marketing is this key to holding everything together, and you should or must have a marketing plan to retain the business you have, to try and grow your business. Now, there's only two ways that I know of to grow anybody's business. First way is to increase the number of transactions. So if you have an addicting database of customers or patients, you have to get them to use another product or service, or get them to come in with more frequency and regularity. You have to increase the number of transactions they make in a yearly period, in their lifetime. So if you want to increase your client value, your patient value, increase the number of transactions. And secondly is increase the transaction value. So if I only make let's just pick a figure. If I make 100 transactions and each transaction is $100, if I want to increase my business with the same number of transactions, I have to increase the transaction value from $100 to $125. I've just increased my business by 25%. So basically, those are the only two ways that you're going to increase your business. You're going to increase the amount of money you make in your practice. Now, that's very easy to say. Now, the next question is how to? And that requires marketing, which is what we're going to focus on. And we're mainly going to focus on those two pieces of the puzzle, that internet wealth building puzzle, which is retention and conversion. And we do this through email marketing. But your burning question is why should I even bother to market through emails? Well, if you want to build a solid relationship with the people in your base, if you want to build a relationship with your prospects, you have to keep in contact with them. And email marketing does a whole lot of things to help build that relationship. It keeps in touch. But not only that, email marketing educates your patients on all the services that you provide. I mean, what you do now is far different from what you did 5 years ago as far as offering products or services. And do they know about them? You're going to get more appointments booked if you educate your patients on all the services that you provide, including the necessity to come back in more often with more frequency and more regularity. Also, this will lead to more referrals because you can educate your patients on how to refer. Because no one likes to ask face-to-face, but with emails, it's different. You can have patient referral contests. You can do all kinds of things to educate your base on how to send clients to your practice. And lastly, it converts prospects to patients. I mean, when prospects go to websites, they just don't go to your website. They go to lots of websites. It's your job to capture their email address so you can build a relationship. So you position yourself as a knowledgeable expert in your field, giving those people the reasons why they should do business with you above all other options, including doing nothing at all. Just keeping in touch with them builds a relationship and puts you top of mind, top of presence. So what do we know? We know that just about everybody is on the internet. I mean, there are 845 million users on Facebook, 200 million users on MySpace, 100 million videos on YouTube. 1 in 8 people married in the U.S. met online, and there are 31 billion searches online every single month. There are more cell phones in the U.S. and Canada than there are people. I mean, we are connected. You talk about the iPad now, or you talk about these types of devices, add the internet accessibility of all the telephones. I mean, we are hooked up 24/7. You don't have to go very far to see people walking down the street, in restaurants, in movie theaters. They got their cell phones on and they're communicating. This is the preferred method of communication right now. So if we know it's the preferred method of communication, then why aren't we communicating with the way that people want to be communicated to? So we know that everybody's online. Successful practices build their databases of email addresses with getting existing patients to give them their email addresses. When a patient comes into your office and they check in, do you get their email address? Do you get their current email address? I mean, ask and you shall receive. But you need to build your database of email addresses. Another way to build email addresses is get the email addresses from visitors coming to your website. Now, you probably don't even look at the number of visitors to come to your website. We do in the websites that we host and that we do. We look at those stats. We do search engine optimization. We look at the stats. We do email marketing. We look at the stats. They're very important. How many visitors come to your website? How many email addresses are you capturing from your website every single day? We have practices that are building their prospect email addresses by 800 to 1,000 emails every single year. Now, if I just extrapolate that to a lousy 1% conversion over a 12-month period, that means I'm getting more patients just from people who are visiting my website. So, number one, if you want to get more email addresses, get them from your website. It's not that difficult. Again, there are tested and proven methods to get them. So build marketing processes on your website to capture email addresses. This is just a few websites. I'm sorry if I'm showing your website, and it's just one of those things. I just go on the internet and take a look at websites. And I go, like, are we capturing email addresses? Is there a marketing process on here? Can I find things easily? Are they requesting appointments? Are they scheduling appointments? Are they scheduling complimentary consultations? Where's the email capture systems in all these websites? Now, every single one of these dentists or cosmetic surgeons think that their website is fabulous, but you can turn a website like this into something like this. It's got an email capture system right on the front. Not only that, it's got request an appointment on the bottom left, a new patient special offer. Procedures are easy to get at. And when you go to this website, the first thing that happens is this pops up. $100 off any major dental procedure. For new patients, special bonus offers. I mean, like, this captures email addresses. We have people opting into these coupons on all of our websites every single day, and you can too. Put these coupons on there. This is something that's just like marketing 101. Take advantage of it. I mean, we're coupon crazy. Look at all the social media stuff that's out there between Groupon and everything else. You can turn a website that looks like this to start with to look like this with email captures, opt-ins, emails or websites that look like this with easy to navigate, opt-in box again. This one has a $50 coupon on it. This particular website gets approximately 2 coupons per day and a conversion rate of 50% on those coupons, which is a new patient. You can turn a website like this into something that I go there, a coupon offer, again, more email capture devices. This is what you want to do. I mean, take a look at Barack Obama. His website captures email addresses. In fact, that's the only thing that you can do on his website when you go there. We know he won the election on the internet. We know he captured millions and millions of email addresses on his website. And what did he do with those? He marketed those. So you want to set up monthly email marketing campaigns. I mean, email marketing is much cheaper than print ad. It's much, much cheaper than radio ad, much cheaper than TV ad. So it's a cost-effective way of getting to your target market on a regular and consistent basis. And not only that, it's a captive email market. I mean, these people are your patients. They know you, they trust you. They are the easiest people to get to use more of your products and services. So successful emails are relevant, informative, and fun. When you're going to put together an email, remember that. It's relative, it's informative, and it should be fun. I mean, here's some of the emails that I get, and this is what you shouldn't be doing. I mean, we know that offline businesses or offline publications, newspapers, magazines, they're in serious financial trouble. In fact, a lot of them have gone bankrupt. And why is that? Because offline marketers have been taking their offline advertising and going online. So they've been taking ads like this off the newspapers and magazines and putting them on the website. Now, the good news for all of us, and here's the great news, is they're doing the same thing online as they were doing offline, which is putting ads up there. That's what they're doing. Putting ads. I mean, I get all of them, but you can't be selling all the time if you want your emails to get opened. I mean, this is like the unwanted pest instead of the invited guest. If you had a neighbor who constantly knocked on your front door and wanted to borrow your lawnmower, your car, your power tools, anything that you had, he was always over looking for something. After a while, you stop opening the door. I mean, you're hiding when he knocks on the door, which is much different if the neighbor comes over and occasionally brings over, some chocolate chip cookies that they baked, gives you a couple of tickets to a sporting event, offers to cut your lawn. I mean, like, this person is an invited guest, and that's what you want to be. So you can't be selling all the time, nor do they want ads all the time. I mean, this is the power of social media marketing. People are looking for relationships. They're looking for good, helpful information. By providing them with good, helpful information, you position yourself as a knowledgeable expert, and you position yourself as someone who is interesting, and they will gravitate towards you. So, the people that send emails, which are always selling emails, usually send them like this. This is your first lesson. Don't send your emails like this, where you have to place an X on something or click an X to get it opened, because none of us opens them. It's too much trouble. What you want is you want to do an email that gets to your inbox like this. So even though I don't technically open it, I can read it. So this one has a subject line, Father's Day quotes. Hi Ron, here's a few of my favorite Father's Day quotes and some interesting history on the origin of Father's Day. I found the best way to give advice to your children is to find out what they want and then advise them to do it, by Harry Truman. When I was a boy of 14, my father was so ignorant I could hardly stand to have the old man around, but when I got to be 21, I was astonished at how much the old man had learned in 7 years, by Mark Twain. And the author of this one is unknown. Dad is someone who holds you when you cry, scolds you when you break the rules, shines with pride when you succeed, and has faith in you even when you fail. People want to see that on Father's Day. And when they click on that little X, if they want to, all it does is gives them a few pictures. But the email touches them, and you'll get responses like this. That was excellent, doctor, and forwarded on to several of my friends. Now your email has become viral. Not because you're selling something, because you provided good information. This brings people towards you. This makes them want to open your emails. This builds a relationship, because now these people actually think that you care about them. You care about the events happening in their lives. Here's another one. And all these are templates and these are systems. So you take a look at this. Now in this particular email, if you notice, we brand it. If you can brand yourself, that's great. Now I've just chopped off the very, very top part of this, which has, the particular physician's address, contact information. But on this particular email, you have links that will link back to your website. You have, on the right-hand side, you have patient feedback. You can refer a patient or you can schedule an appointment. Now we tied this into the Oscars, and there's one of a couple of emails that you could send. The headline in this one was Oscars' Dirty Little Secrets. So now people are going to open it up because everyone's interested in the Oscars. They're all looking at the Oscars. And this says, hi, the Academy Awards turns 84 this year. Now we do personalize it. This was a test message that's sent out, so you don't see the name on there. There have been a lot of changes and wonderful moments over the years, and here are a few of the odd favorite tidbits from Oscar history. Bob Hope is host of the Oscars more than anyone else, a total of 19 times. 3 people have refused to accept the Oscar: Dudley Nichols, Marlon Brando, and George C. Scott. Oscar winners have to sign an agreement not to sell the award without first offering to sell it back to the Academy for $1. The youngest Oscar winner was Shirley Temple. And it goes on with a few other Oscar tidbits. We also sent out an Oscar email that if people had to, they just guessed the top 3 categories. Which film was the top film, the top female, and the top male actor. They put their answers in and they can win a couple of tickets to the theater. I mean, how much does a couple of tickets to the theater cost you? But how many people are going to open your emails and want to open your emails because there's a fun little game. Now you coordinate this and you tie this in with your office. And you make sure people coming into the office also get the same opportunity, because you want them to realize that you're doing things on the internet and that they should be opening your emails. But all of this is a system. Here's another one on the Oscars, a red carpet smile. This one was sent way ahead of time, and it's all about a red carpet smile and how to achieve a red carpet smile. And when you send something like this out, then you tend to get emails back like this. Hello, do you have an appointment available on Friday, March 25th at 12:30 for a cleaning? Also, how much will it cost to fix my smile? That's what you want. You want people to read the email, see it's good, informative, fun stuff, and then sell underneath. Because now we're selling a red carpet smile underneath. Here's another one. If you take a look at these emails, these are all emails that are relationship building. And this is Veterans Day. Veterans Day is a special meaning for all of us. You may not know that I was in the Navy and the Marine Corps as a dentist, active duty for 3 years, and reservist for 3 years, stationed at Parris Island in the Beaufort Naval Air Station and Naval Hospital. I learned a lot during that time, especially conditioning, discipline, and most importantly, esprit de corps. I hope you'll take a moment on Veterans Day to remember our troops who sacrificed so much for our great country. If you can bring a tear to the eye of the readers of the email, that builds a very, very strong relationship. But if you take a look in this email, now you have a tighter relationship with people who were in the military because you were in the military. You even have a tighter relationship if someone was in the Navy or the Marine Corps because you were a reservist for 3 years in the Navy and Marine Corps. It has even a stronger appeal if someone was at the Beaufort Naval Air Station, Naval Hospital. So what you're doing is building a tighter relationship because now you're like I am. I'm in the military. My son's in the military. My parents were in the military. You're in the military. We have a tighter bond now. So any type of email that you send, if you can get people back to your website, if you can get them to schedule an appointment, you can do that. This email was on sedation dentistry. And how I'd like to set up an appointment to discuss my dental needs and options. You can contact me by email. So here's some do's and don'ts with email marketing. Number one, if you take a look at this, which is an email which I sent out to all of you a while ago. If you take a look at it, we have no more than about 12 words per line, and we have no more than 6 lines to a paragraph. So it's easy to read. Very easy to read. Also, if you can tie it into some sort of relevant event that's happening, your readership will increase. So on this particular one, it said, hi, my wife and I watched the movie Moneyball last night. You're probably asking yourself, what does the movie Moneyball have to do with my business? And the answer is a lot. You probably know that the movie is about the Oakland Athletics baseball team that made the playoffs and then lost its top 3 players to other teams because Oakland couldn't afford them. Their payroll was under $40 million. The Yankees' payroll was over $120 million. They couldn't compete in the present system. So this is giving you an example. What you want to do, you want to give people examples all the time so they can relate to it, but you want the copy to be strong enough that it draws people in. Now, the next one draws it in the next sentence. So the copy is important. They had to find a way to compete without spending more money, so the GM, Billy Beane, a.k.a. Brad Pitt, found a system to find undervalued baseball players that could provide their team with what they needed. This selection process went against conventional baseball logic and others in the organization. So by putting conventional baseball logic, I'm more or less telling you that my system is going against conventional logic. But it can be successful, and I'm building the analogy here. So this is how your emails should be formatted. Not too many words per line, not too many lines per paragraph, so it's easy to read. And if they do click onto it, then they can see everything. But we also sent this out in text format. So this is important to note. If you are going to send emails, you should send them out in text, and you should send them out in HTML. Because I don't know how many of you receive emails in text, and I don't know how many of you received emails in HTML. That's how you set up your system. I don't know. So if I send the emails both ways and format them both ways, then your system will take the one in the way that it accepts it. But it's formatted properly so it doesn't look like gibberish if I only formatted it in text and you received HTML. If I formatted it only in HTML and you received it in text. So for the best results, format it both ways. There are 6 key ingredients to any successful email marketing campaign. So number 1, your subject line. Number 2, the reason why or the story. Number 3 is the offer. Number 4 is the deadline. Number 5 is a call to action. And number 6 is a tracking mechanism. Now, oftentimes with an email, you can't put all of these in, nor can you put all of them in with all of your marketing pieces. But this system is true whether it's email marketing, whether it's marketing through print, whether it's marketing on TV or radio. You know, all these are very, very important. So if you want your emails to get opened, have a compelling headline. Have a good story. Then have your offer. You can have your offer underneath. It doesn't have to be on top. Deadlines are always important, and you always want them to respond to your email or call the office. So here's an example of an email. Here's a subject line, Celebrity Dental Quiz. So is this one going to get open because it has a compelling email? Well, I'm telling the reader that it's going to be a quiz, and it's with celebrities. So it might be interesting, and the chances are they're going to get this opened. So the copy goes with hi, and it comes with the first name. Again, I'm showing you proof, so it doesn't have the first name, but you should always personalize your emails. So what do these celebrities have in common? Babe Ruth, Sigmund Freud, Jack Klugman, Aaron Spelling, Alan King, Humphrey Bogart, Lana Turner, Eddie Van Halen, Rod Stewart, Bill Blass, Burl Ives, Sammy Davis Jr., John Prime, Jim Thorpe, Mary Wells, and George Harrison. Well, before I give you the answer, I want you to tell that the condition of your teeth, mouth, and gums and jaw joint are virtually or vitally important to the overall health of your entire body. Here's the answer. All were victims of oral cancer. Now, I pulled them in with a good headline. I've gotten some celebrities here, which is always, I mean, celebrities always have huge pulls. And now I want to scare them a little bit. Now, oral cancer. Now, although oral cancer is more of a news event because it happens in well-known people, it only accounts for 3% of cancers in men, 2% of cancers in women. However, periodontal disease can be the silent killer of gum and bone around your teeth, and that 80% of the population will develop gum disease during their lifetime. And you go on to say warning signs. We use bullet points so it's easy to read. We have a picture, again, easy to see, and this is, and underneath, we're selling. This is why we recommend you visit our office on a regular cycle, and that's why we have this periodontal special offer for the month of May. This test will only cost $15 at $45 value and can be done in approximately 5 minutes. We only have 20 kits at this special price, so either respond to this email or give us a call at the office. So we have a limited quantity. We've scared them a little bit. We're going to tell them that you could die. 80% of the people will develop this, and that you should get your butt in here to have it checked out. This is a similar system that you can use with all of your emails. This is like the garage that gives away the free oil change, and the average cost to the person who comes in for the free oil change is about $105 because we always find something else wrong. But if we can get them in, then we can go over all the stuff that they should be doing. We can go over, maybe we should be taking out those mercury fillings and putting in, like composite fillings, bonding. Maybe we can take a look at, their teeth and maybe they have a problem. Crowns, bridges, veneers. I might be looking at teeth whitening. There's a whole lot of things when they come in for this little test that we can get them in on. This is the same thing for, cosmetic surgeons. This is a template that we send out for one of them. And all those links at the top, liposuction, Botox, facial rejuvenation, eyelid surgery, those are all links back to the website, and there's a schedule appointment button right in the top left. So it's, hi Ron. One of the hottest, newest technologies to hit the market for helping to eliminate wrinkles and sagging skin is Ultherapy. This is fast becoming our most popular procedure because of the instant results. No surgeries is required and no downtime for recovery. It's featured on the Dr. Oz show as one of the best and safest non-surgical techniques for those who have been thinking about a facelift but don't want the risk of surgery. I posted a video on, and it's a little bit longer address. We've just, covered that out for you. And it's all therapy, uses ultrasound technology. Now we describe it a bit. Ultrasound works because sound waves of very high frequency can easily and harmlessly penetrate human flesh. Keywords are here easily and harmlessly. Keywords are non-surgical. People who don't want to risk any surgery. These sound waves can be directed to target specific areas to lift and tighten sagging skins on our cheek, neck, and lift the brow area. It goes on to say that the procedure only takes about 30 to 60 minutes, giving you a younger, slimmer looking you, all the while leaving the surface of your skin undisturbed. Again, bullet points. Easy to read for people who want to skim. As you can see, Ultherapy is non-invasive and adds new dimension to non-invasive tissue lifting that requires no special recuperation, no preparation. Typically takes only one treatment to get a meaningful response, and you're able to return to your normal activities right away. Here's the results of a patient just 19 days after treatment. So this is just a fun, informative email that tells people that there's a solution to their problem, but it's describing the procedure. Here's another one. And this one is about snoring. And again, the subject line is, does someone snore in your family? Well, hi, and again, it would be personalized with their first name if this wasn't a proof. Did you know that almost half of adults snore? And the problem is with overweight people. Now, probably, if you have a dental practice, most people don't even know that you would have snore guards, or you would have mouth guards, or that you would have, like teeth grinding guards. So how many do you sell in a year? Do you want to sell more? Educate your parents, or your parents. Yes, educate your parents because they're probably the ones that snore, but educate your patients on snoring because it's a problem that they probably are experiencing. So here's a response that you get, like when you send out something like that. Hi guys, my husband Jim is interested in participating in this complimentary consultation because we offered a complimentary consultation. We don't know the availability of appointments, but we will be away all next week. He can do anytime on Monday or Tuesday. I'm not sure whether you can get him in on these days. Feel free to email us back or call us and leave us a message. I think people do want to communicate by email, so you can set up the whole appointment. Your receptionist can set it up. And what did it cost you? It cost you to send out an email. Here's some of the other responses. This one was subject line, a message from your dentist. Hi there, I need to make an appointment for myself. Also my husband, can he be added as a new patient? Well, there's a tough question. Subject, teeth whitening options. I'm still considering the teeth whitening we discussed and wondered if there would be any specials for this. Keep me posted. Well, this leaves a great lead-in for a teeth whitening special. Here's a subject line, a quick and easy way to. I'd like to book an appointment. Can someone please call? Scarlett, you're not going to believe these numbers. Your emails are awesome. Thank you so much for the wonderful information that you provide your people. Hope you're doing well. Have a beautiful day. Celebrity dental quiz. I'm interested in the treatment and would like to know the cost. Thank you so much. Mary, did you have a question? Thank you for contacting me. I'd like to schedule an appointment. A lot of times you send things out and you think they're relationship building emails, but you jog the memory and they want to make an appointment, or they were thinking of getting something done, or they just saw a teeth whitening commercial on TV or an ad in a magazine or newspaper with teeth whitening, and all of a sudden you're there. They may have seen an ad about cellulite. They may have seen an ad about liposuction. They may have seen an ad about Botox, a facelift. There's a million things that they could have seen on the internet, in a newspaper, TV, radio, and all of a sudden you're there. So it takes the guesswork away from them because they know you, they have trust and confidence, and they've done business with you before. You're keeping the relationship alive just by keeping in touch. So it goes on. What's the cost of the equipment? This is the types of things you get. We did this one. It was how to lose inches on your lunch hour, which was tremendously successful for cosmetic surgeons. I just received this email on Smart Lipo and would like more information. What is the price? What body type does it work best on? And would it work on cellulite? Oh, no, we had another email for cellulite. That's a different procedure. Subject, how to lose inches on your lunch hour. Hello. I'd like more information about this procedure. How long till I can get an appointment, and what's the cost? Now, we did this one with a follow-up because it was so successful, so we sent out a second email, and it was, did you have a question? Because we had so many people responding and wanting information. The second one was, did you have a question? So we put down some frequently asked questions, and we got a response, hi, thanks for the email on information regarding Smart Lipo. I'd be interested in setting up a consultation as I'm a previous client at your office. Does the doctor have any appointments available on the 9th of June? Also, what is the cost for a return customer for Botox, or is it the same as the original? Well, she may have come in for Botox on a regular basis, didn't even know about Smart Lipo, didn't even know that that procedure was there. You'll probably make a lot more on the sale for Smart Liposuction than you're going to make on Botox. But that being said, now she's not looking someplace else. So how often should I send emails? Well, successful email marketing requires consistency and frequency. So sending emails is a marketing system. It's a process. It's a whole strategy. I mean, you don't have to come up with this stuff and think about what to do. It's a system. Obviously, sending more emails is better. The more emails you send, the more emails or the more sales you're going to make. And that's just the way it is. Now, there tends to be a sweet spot in most businesses, and you're looking at anywhere from, like 2 to 4 emails per month. When you're dealing with cosmetic surgery, the more information that you give them, the better it is. The more emails you send, the better it is. Because they're looking, they're interested, they've had a procedure done before, so they're really into this stuff, and the body's not getting any better It needs stuff all over the place. And once I got something done once, a procedure done once, and I'm looking at every part of my body to get things done because I know what the results can be. So again, let's go back to Barack Obama. How often does he send emails? And what kind of emails does he send? Well, when he first got elected, this is the first email I got. And this one was generally $35 for his official calendar. Now, it's probably his $5 calendar. He's probably making about, $30, $25, $30 per calendar. And he has an email list of about 10 million people. So if he sells 1% of those, he's got a fair bit of money that he's putting away. This is an email I got just the other day. They're obsessed. It's Ron. In just about 24 hours, Mitt Romney is headed to a hotel ballroom to give a speech sponsored by the Americans for Prosperity, a front group founded by and funded by Koch brothers. These are the same Koch brothers whose business model is to make millions by jacking up prices at the pump, who have bankrolled the Tea Party extremism and committed $200 million to try to destroy President Obama's before Election Day. So in the hours before Romney courts two men obsessed with making Barack Obama one-term president, let's see how many of us can chip in $2 or more to the two-term fund. This number will update every 5 minutes to show you how many people in the 24 hours until Mitt Romney greets the Koch. So as of right now, 74,675 people have donated at least $2, at least, probably a little bit more. So he's selling here. That's what he's doing. But he's keeping you updated on the Romney campaign, and he's keeping himself front and center, even though the Republicans are having their campaign. So this is what you should be doing. You should be keeping people informed when there are articles in the paper, when you know there are ads in the paper, when you know there are certain things going on. You want to keep your base informed that you also do these things or also do these procedures or are involved in the community activities in the same way. Now, his particular system, if you look at it, is one line per paragraph. Now, I think his font is too small, but he does that to keep it on one line per paragraph. Basically, he's trying to keep every sentence on one line, so he keeps the font down. But it's easy readability, but he's selling. All his emails, although they're information, he's selling some stuff. Here's another one. Tomorrow night we'll pick the first of our supporters who will sit down for me with dinner. He did another thing where he actually said if you chip in $2, your name will go into a hat so you can have dinner with the president. Probably raised another couple $1 million because the donation just wasn't $2. It was $2, it was 10, it was 25, 50, 100 or more. So he's selling all the time. Here's one was organizing for America. One voice can change. Then when you go, he's running a shopping cart on his website. The President of the United States is selling and running the shopping cart on his website. Why aren't you doing the same? Why aren't you selling on your website? Or why aren't you selling through email marketing? And actually the question is the first one was actually correct too, is why aren't you selling on your website? Instead of making it pretty, why aren't you selling? Why aren't you putting marketing processes on? Why aren't you worried about conversion on your website? On every single page. Because when we do a website, that's what we do. It's on every single page. So you have to do everything, all the little things if you want to be successful. This is how many emails I've got from Barack Obama in February. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Almost one every 2 days. Sunday I got one. I got one on the 24th, the 23rd, two on the 22nd, the 16th, the 15th, the 13th, the 10th, the 6th, the 3rd, the 2nd, the 1st. Now, do I delete them? Because this is everyone's fear. If I send an email out, oh, my base isn't going to like it because I don't like receiving emails. Well, if you don't like receiving emails, that's fine. But you're not your target market. Your patients are. And the emails that you don't like getting are the emails that are selling you all the time, rather than helpful information or interesting facts. So if you provide your patients with what they want, if you provide your clients with what they want, then they're not going to unsubscribe. Here are the typical results that we get when we set up email marketing for clients. When we send out the first email, we let them know exactly that we're interested in them, and as a healthcare professional, we're interested in helping them maintain their health, and we're going to be giving them good, helpful information, and we're going to be giving them tips. We're going to be giving them periodical updates on technology. new services that we provide, and sometimes some fun contests. You're going to get 1% unsubscribe. And it doesn't matter what you send, 1% is always going to unsubscribe. So if you have a database of 1,000 people, you're going to get 10 who are going to unsubscribe. And those 10 are never going to want an email from you anyway, and are probably not the best patients in the world, so let them go. You got 99% that you can market to. So we're worried about the 1%. Worried about the 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 people that are going to unsubscribe. Because one person is going to phone the office and say, I don't want emails. We provide an unsubscribe button on our emails, which you should do the same. But don't worry about those people. Worry about what you're going to sell to the other 99%. Here's the email that got the response. And it was how to lose inches on your lunch hour. Well, it's getting to be that exciting time of year again. The warmer months are just ahead, which typically means we're out and about more. We wear less clothing, and we spend more time outdoors. It's a common time of year to try and look our best. So we're often found toning up at the gym, watching our diet, and buying new clothes. The thing is, our body may not look the way we would like it to. Naturally, things aren't looking the way they used to. And I'm not saying we're getting old. That's a state of mind. But I can say that certain parts of our bodies may not look the way we'd like them to. It might be your abdomen, thighs, arms, underarms, buttock, or loose saggy skin under your chin. Sometimes it's just a matter of losing a couple of pounds in the right places, of course. Since we all want to look and feel our best, here's 2 things that will greatly enhance our quality of life in every facet. Having a balanced diet and regular exercise. But let's be real for a moment. In today's busy world, we don't always have the time. It went on from there. And that's the email that generated the interest. Here it goes on to say how to eliminate fat in inches in 1 hour guaranteed. So we're providing them good, helpful information. Again, no more than like 14, 16 words to a line, 6 lines to a paragraph, bullet points. Describe how the procedure works, and then ask them to respond by email. And people respond. When we sent out that email for one particular cosmetic surgeon, he got 17 responses for just that one email. And that's the one that worked so well that we sent the follow-up, which was, did you have a question? So we listed out a bunch of questions. Is Smart Lipo for me? How does the Smart Lipo procedure work? We got another 12 responses with a request for more information. So on total, sending out 2 emails, we got 29 responses and 12 booked appointments. And how much is a Smart Lipo procedure worth? And how much is the total value worth to you by sending out a couple of emails that are formatted properly, that are sent properly? 94% of all failure is a result of the system, not the people. So just have a system that works, and you'll be successful. So you want an email marketing system, send email information that is informative, educational, and fun, that sells underneath the message. Format your emails in both text and HTML. Personalize, lay out the font and the style so it's easy to read. Test and screen your emails for anti-spam compliance. This is important. I mean, like all the ISPs know certain words, and they have a high rating for them. And when you start putting in words like free and all that kind of stuff, the spam filters are going to catch them, and your people aren't going to get them. You have to be careful. Instead of putting free, put complimentary. There's all kinds of things that you do. There's all kinds of things that we do to make sure our emails get through. Manage your email list. This includes adding new emails and uninstalling unsubscribes. Like, people are going to unsubscribe. Make sure they get off the list. Give them a way to unsubscribe right away. I mean, there's technology out there that'll do that. Do it. But as patients come in to your office and you're getting new emails, make sure you add them to the list. Create interesting headlines and copy that is relevant so your emails get opened and read. Customize your email template and link back to your website. Brand yourself. Get them to look forward to it. And let them go back to your website. Hook them up to a YouTube video that you did. Get them to do things. If you have a really nice, if you have a procedure that you do and there's more information on your website, don't be afraid to link back to it. They'll read it on your website, and if your website is constructed properly, on that page it'll have schedule an appointment. All it's got to do is be right there to click it. If your website page is done properly, it'll have a testimonial on it. It'll have schedule appointment. It'll have opt-in boxes. It'll have a refer a friend page. So tie everything in together. Have fun contests with prizes and recognize important dates. I mean, people want to, to have some fun, and they want to win some stuff. I mean, someone wins 2 free movie tickets. It's no big cost to you. Get them in when they pick it up. Take a picture. Send it out in an email. Hey, here's our winner. You can do all kinds of little things like that. Important dates are also like imperative. Um, when the tsunami hit Japan, um, like we sent out an email for all of our clients, recognizing the fact we had some photos showing the devastation, and then we put links to the Red Cross. And there was a tremendous response that we got, because you don't know how much your base really appreciated the fact that you're reaching out to other people in other parts of the world. We don't know how much of your base, is Japanese or Oriental or is related to that particular area, or they have sympathies for those people. You don't know. But sending out an email puts you in a different light. You're not selling anymore. You're selling underneath because you're creating a stronger relationship. You're creating a better bond. So you're almost guilting them to staying with you. But you're showing that you're not a one-dimensional business, and that's not all you care about. I mean, for Christmas this year, we had our clients have food drives, which brought people into their office to drop off food. It created a bit of a buzz. And of course, you can send an email out with the pictures of the people from the food bank coming to pick it up, or you delivering to the food bank. But this shows you in a different light. It shows now that you're a giver to the community. And people want to do business with people like that. So position yourself that way. And monitor your email delivery for ISPs that blacklist your emails. Like, ISPs will blacklist. And so you have to be careful if you haven't been checking for anti-spam compliance, because you could be sending emails and none of them could be going through. You don't know. See, that's what we do when we send out emails, because we operate on the same system. So here's an email. This is typical of the email responses that we get. Just to let you know, I think the messages to patients via the computer are a good idea. There is little time to talk during office visits. The messages keep up a personal communication and are most informative as well. I enjoy reading them each month. You are my only healthcare professional that sends them to me. I wish more doctors would. Please continue with your innovative care and ideas. That's what you want from your patients. You want them to look forward to your message. So you either embrace technology or you're going to get left behind. Don't think that patients are going to magically appear to your office just because you provide a service. And nor do I assume that people are going to magically appear in my business just because I provide a service. We all have to market. Now, if you don't want to do it yourself, which you can, but sometimes it's very cost effective to also outsource things like this. I mean, we do one email newsletter a month for the low price of $297, 2 emails for $597, and 3 emails for $797. We'll set it up with your template, put links to your website, put links to schedule an appointment for a one-time activation fee of $997. But because you've taken the time to come to this webinar, you've invested time in it, I think that has value. And so you can now send out an email to your entire database for $197 a month. 2 emails for $298.50 per month. That's a 50% savings, or 3 emails because you've on this webinar tonight. We're going to allow you to sign up for 3 emails per month at $398. I mean, you can't do it yourself physically for that kind of money, and be mindful of all the things that you have to do. Worry about your headline, worry about the copy, worry about the format, the font, the layout. Send out in HTML, send it out in text, run through anti-spam compliance. Make sure they're getting through. And the one-time activation fee is only $297. How much is one patient worth to you, or one procedure worth to you? This is tremendous value to be able to market to your patients and your prospects who give you email addresses on your website for like $197 a month. For that matter, $298, even $398. It's very inexpensive. You can build an iron cage around your patients. You can increase the number of appointments that are going to be made for services that you provide. If you want to go to turnkeyinternetsales.com/order, we have an order form right online. You can choose the package that you want. And there's a bit of a typo on, no, excuse me, there's not. All the ones are $297 for the activation. The gold email is $398 a month, silver is $298, and the standard email is $197. We also do SEO to get you on the first page of Google, and we do all social media marketing. We do a blog, Facebook, and Twitter as well. And that's on special along with this email marketing webinar. We've reduced the price by $300 from $897 a month to $597 a month. So for 5 keywords and phrases, we'll get you on the first page of Google, increase your traffic, and set up your whole social media marketing for you, and do all the updates for you every single week. You don't have to do a thing. Just go to turnkeyinternetsales.com and you can sign up. Or if you want, you can send us an email, rr@imsguys.com. You go to turnkeyinternetsales.com. Call us at 877-767-7775. My extension is 102. I'd be happy to go through things with you. So any way that you want to contact us, you can. But this is a fantastic opportunity for you to incorporate email marketing in your system, in your marketing campaigns, for a whole year for less money than you could probably put in one, quarter page or half page newspaper ad. For less than you could run a radio marketing campaign. And we all know that people want to communicate via the internet. So I thank you very, very much for attending this webinar. I hope this was helpful and informative. I hope it leads you to doing something, because those people that do actually get results. As Wayne Gretzky said, 100% of the shots that I don't take don't go into the net. So you have to take that shot. You have to do marketing. If you want to build your practice, you have to implement some sort of marketing. You have to implement online, offline marketing techniques. Coordinate the two. Fix your website. Get on the first page of Google. Do your social media marketing. The real business is done with email marketing. People are waiting to receive your message. They will read your emails. They will respond to your emails. You will increase the number of transactions and you will increase the lifetime value. But if you expect your business to increase by doing nothing, then the chances of that actually happening are going to be slim to nil. So once again, thanks for attending the webinar. If you'd like it, like I said, give us a call, 1-877-767-7775. My extension is 102. Send us an email or go to turnkeyinternetsales.com/order. Thanks again, and happy marketing, everyone.